Evening, my friends. Little Sturgill Simpson, turtles all the way down. Probably a good sign, right? Hope you're all doing well. We will revisit that at the end of the video. I love that song. Then again, I think Sturgill's great. We are taking a look at another one that is local to me. This is from Mother-Earth-Brewing Company. This is their sin-tax imperial-peanut-butter-stout. You know how I feel about these funky beers, man. I was talking to the fella at the Totemo. We was chatting beer because we're a tribe. And him and his wife were drinking that peanut butter whiskey stuff. And so I told him that my buddy Q likes to drink his with cranberry juice. Says it tastes like PB&J's. I am going to take a big pass on all of those, by the way. Sin-tax, a big, bold ale. Imperial peanut butter stout with balanced roastiness, and brown sugar. 8.1 is the ABV. It is 1 pint ale with natural flavor added. Okay, well, I think we can work with that. So, what do you say? Put some eyeballs on? You know what time it is? Time for the crack, the pour. If I ever get my hands on a glass. Why do these cans leak when you pour them? It's just asinine. A pretty beer. That nice coffee color. Nice floaty head up on top. As long as we're here, let's give you a look at that head. There we go. Because here at Fly By Night Industries, we're running low on duct tape because, you know, even though the Big Orange is making the world a better place, duct tape is still expensive. Anyway. Really nice head, really nice distribution of the effervescence, tight at the bottom, loosening up at the top until we get into those, which I always take to be a good sign. I can see through the stem into a nice maroonish color. Give me 1 second. Let me go get the flashlight. You know what? I go get the flashlight. You listen to Sturgill and we piss off Screw too. Says my son, it's all been done. Someday gonna wake up old and gray. Go and try and have some fun. Show the warmth to everyone. Meet and greet, cheat along the way. There's a gateway in our minds that leads somewhere out there, far beyond this world. And there's turtles all the way down, my friends. I do like Sturgill. All right, flashlight. Set on low. Barely penetrating through. Let's step it up. That's high. On high, she's giving us that nice mahogany cherry color. Let's go to turbo. Nice cherry mahogany color. We're going to give her an 86. I think 86 is fair for the SRM on this beer. I mean, she is not as black as my sense of humor. That's why I still have a wallet and a bicycle. So, I think 86 is fair. Starting to lace for us. We might get some nice cling. I know, there's a lot of people who don't like cling with their head, but it's a trade-off, right? Salud, my friends. Let's get that sniffer in there. We'll do Biden time. Ooh, we didn't get a temp. Nice though. When they say roasty, it's roasted peanut roasty, not roasted malt roasty. That makes sense since they did add peanut butter to it. We're drinking her chili. Got her at 47. So it's definitely going to need to warm up, which shouldn't be an issue today. 80 in Phoenix on January 16th. January 16th? Something like that. Right around then. That's odd. Coming off the therm, she's got kind of a burnt taste, but we will find out. So, let's get that sniffer in there again. We'll give her one more go for Uncle Joe before... Let's see what she's really going to show us. Mostly peanut. Dark roasted malt. No coffee. Thank the Lord. Peanut up front, probably 60, and then that dark roast malt on the back end for maybe 60-40 is wrong. Let's go more like 70-30. So 70 peanut and then 30 on the back end as it works its way through. We get dark roasted malt. Now, how you say no to that? How could you say you're not going to slip that the tongue? That looks kind of like a bird pecking a, I don't know what, jumping frog, maybe? Well, that one looks like a dolphin, kind of. I would go see a head shrinker, but that never turns out well. Salud. Nice, good mouthfeel, intradentals, soft palate, full tongue involvement, nothing leaking out into the bugles, the sublinguals. Chalks up the teeth nicely. Again, she's cold. Peanut. I'm getting a lot of peanut. Not so much of that dark roasted malt, which is why I'm waiting to see if it's going to pop and present. It's kind of kicking through there, and it's kind of leaning towards coffee without being coffee. So there's like a light coffee kick on the back end. Oh no, she's not bad. Now this isn't particularly my favorite style. It is what it is, and you know, we do what we do on this channel. It is Stout Sunday after all. But at this point, completely drinkable. At 8%, I wasn't expecting her to be very boozy, and she's not. We'll have to see when she opens up. So we're going to pause, let that temp come up. We came in at 47, so let's shoot for around 53, 55. And then we'll bump up into the 60s, where I think something in this color range, somewhere between 55 and 65, is really going to open up and show us something interesting. We'll be right back. What? More Sturgill? Okay, but YouTube's going to get angry with us. Yeah, I'm in that kind of mood today.
We're reptile aliens made of light. Cut you open, pull out all your pain.
Reptile aliens? They have little hats?
Tell me how you live.
Alright, my friends, we are back. Let's see what we got going on here. 53 and change, 54. We're hitting the mark tonight. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so it's nice that we're hitting the mark. Should always have a bandana in your back pocket or a handkerchief or something of that milieu. Yeah, that's right. We're throwing froggy words around. Everything has settled down. Even the lacing has taken vacation on us. But Just means we're going to go all Uncle Creepy on it. Let's get that sniffer in there, see what's going on. Even the peanut butter is backed off. The roasted malts are basically non-existent at this temperature. So everything is lightened up considerably. It's still peanut, but it's light now, so I don't know how to grade that. It's light. So, let's slip it a tongue. Skål. Mouthfeel is shifted. Soft palate intradentals out into the buccals, down into the sublinguals. We're getting more of a chocolate peanut butter now. Not Reese's Cup chocolate, bitter dark chocolate peanut butter. I like the flavor better now. She is softened and gotten more interesting, but we expected that, right? So we expected as the temperature warmed, the flavor profile would open and blossom for us. And it has. She's nice, and this is at 53, 54. I wonder what she's going to do when she gets warmer. Teeth are still chalky. She's gotten faster, so whereas initially she was really clingy, like she was on the glass, it's gotten much better. So she's gone into like a medium fast zone. Still dirty, but not overly so. I could still taste it. But nice, with a really nice residue left over. Tasty beer so far. Alright, let's let her warm up and go a little further. But before we go, I live in Phoenix, where apparently it's now cherry tomato season, because I got nothing out of the garden in the summer because it's way too hot. That was in January. I got more tomatoes than I know what to do with, so I keep giving them to my neighbors. They're probably super glad they're not zucchinis, but garden fruit always tastes better. You get that burst, that real tomatoey sweetness. A little salt would work on this, but I don't know where you put it. Things only this friggin' big. Yeah. So, I don't know where you guys live, but you might want to start putting in some garden boxes, cleaning up your diet a little. All right, we're going to pause. We'll be right back. Hang tough, my friends, and we will see what she's going to do at 60. All right? 60 sounds fair. Alrighty, my friends, we are back to let you know we can really knock them down. If you know what song those lyrics come from, well, then you're either grumpy or me or somebody who likes old music. We're at 59,860. So, 13 degrees above where we started. Let's see what we got going on. Now, this is where I really expect this to show us the moves, if you will. We have swirled to homogenize temperature and to open up the esters, because we're fancy that way. Let's see what the nose knows. So where the peanut butter nose softened before, she's still at about that level. There's still that little hint of chocolate on the back end, which completely works for me. And again, we're not talking milk chocolate, we're talking dark chocolate, but it seems to work really well. She smells good. Slip of the tongue. Skål. Whoosh, bittered up. Finally. We are getting those dark roasted malts to present now. Rich, smoky, way over the peanut butter at this temperature. I'd say we have done the complete inverse and gone from 70-30 to 70-30. So now the dark, rich, roasted malts really presenting, and there's a smoky note in there. And if you've been here before, I really like the smokies. Oh, and I have a gas bubble stuck in my esophagus. Give me 1 second. There we go. I really do tend to like the smokiness in it. I was talking to the guy at the liquor store, and we were talking about smoked lagers. Really hard to come by, but some of my absolute favorites. And they just smoke the malts. They don't over roast them. They're just smoked while they're drying, and then they make amazing lagers. Neither here nor there. Yeah, so she's definitely in that fast mode now. The mouthfeel is still really excellent. Soft palate, intradentals, out into the buccals, down into the sublinguals, and full tongue involvement this entire time. So this is a really nice, rich experience. Oof, the bitterness on this. She got bitter. That's nice, and she presents really well. And you get that bitter kick in there from those roasted malts, about a 40. Yeah, she's right up around where I start to top out on the IBU scale. Really well crafted, nicely done. They did an excellent job on this. Again, I'm always kind of leery when we're talking the adjunct beers where they throw all kinds of crap in there. And here's a kitchen sink and an anvil and some sweat socks from a homeless guy down a block. And I don't. Normally, I'm not really interested in shit in my beer. This one worked out really nice. We're done here, I think. No? Bump her up to 66? All right, we'll bring her up a full 20 degrees. We'll go to 67. See what she looks like 20 degrees warmer. Although I will tell you, the odds that you leave this beer sitting around long enough to grow 20 degrees, really low. But because you're my people and you know I love you, I'll take the hit for you. We will be right back. Who's playing what on the video jukebox? No idea. We'll be right back. There we go. All right, my friends. We are looking at 66.9, 67. That's going to put us 20 points over the top. We are done. Let's see what this beauty is going to show us now. Homogenize, aerosolize. Let's get those esters a flowing. Everything has died off on the nose. I'm not getting the peanut butter. I'm not getting the roasted malts. There's a very faint beer nose. Maybe a little bit of chocolate. Okay. Well, dude, we saw that when she was in that mid-50s to 60 range, she really popped. So I'm not overly surprised. But let's slip of the tongue. That's why we're here. Gotten thin, she's gotten flat. Again, no surprise. Mouthfeel is shrunk. So, intradentals, soft palate, tongue involvement's gone. All the really, really interesting parts of this beer basically have dropped off. When you get to the back end, you still get a light version of the peanut butter and the roasted malts, but not really a whole hell of a lot. Then again, it's 20 degrees warmer than when we started, so that's a pretty big jump, man. If you let your beer get 20 degrees warmer while you're drinking it, well, I think they make wine coolers for you people. I'm just throwing it out there. Not judging. Yes, I am. All right, brass tacks time. So, would I buy this beer again? Yeah, I like this beer. Would I drink it again? Wouldn't bat an eye. Would I like to try it on tap? You've been here. If it's out there, we're going to try and tap it. Handed this to me out of the cooler. I would say thank you very much, but this is really, really a nice example of good fire pit beer, right? So, you come home from work, and you're out in the backyard, and you light up the fire pit because it's made out of gas or whatever works for you. Or it's Saturday night, and you just want to sit outside and put your feet up by the fire and watch a little caveman TV, which is better for you than regular TV, just so you know. Then yeah, this is the type of beer you just put the 6-pack next to you, a 4-pack, by the way, and just relax. And you don't need to refrigerate it because, again, we want a drinker in that say like 53 to 60 window, right? Because it's really, really nice and interesting now. As she cools down, she's still good. As she warms up, wheels fall off, but no big surprise. Is she good for the style? Yeah, she really is. Again, I'm not a big fan of adjunct beers, and you've seen we've done a ton of them, but they've done this one right. It's really well balanced, well crafted, very nice, presents really, really well. That being said, interesting flavor profile, very nice flavor progression. Yeah, no, really, really good until she got overly warm. Is this the best peanut butter stout I've ever had? Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this might be one of two. And we would have to go way back into the early ages when I wasn't really that immersed in the culture, as it were. So let's consider this one of none. And we will call this, you know, the only knock I would give this is if they were able to pull a little more chocolate forward. And I still haven't found Sex Panther, which pisses me off to no end. Because Sex Panther, it's my winter beer, man. I love Sex Panther. If they could have brought the chocolate just a little bit more forward, would have made this a 5. But this is a 4.75. This is a really, really good beer. I like this beer. And it's local, so, you know. Much love to the locals, my friends. Yeah, 4.75 seems completely fair. Thanks for coming by. Putting some eyeballs on. You were my people, and you know I love you. And even though I was gone for a while, because life is what happens while you make other plans, my friends. Doesn't mean I love you any less. That's right, fuckers. We tried. So, what do I want for you? Well, I want you to be happy, healthy, safe, honorable, dutiful, vigilant, gray man, head and swivel, hot and handy, and of course, hot and handy comes with its long laundry list of responsibilities that you're responsible for being responsible for. Government bullshit. But, you know, training is never a bad thing. And you know what I want from me. I want you to like, share, remind. There is also a buy me a beer link down there somewhere, which I have set up. I'm just trying to figure out how to make it work, which... Boomer! If Boomer's coded, everything would be like 2 clicks and they would be brightly colored. We'd be making shit for fucking play school. That being said, I miss you fuckers, and you know I love you. So we will be back. We have some really, really interesting stuff in the queue for the next couple of weeks. Life is what it is, but you know what? Life is good, and it's better than the other option, right? So I will catch you on the next one. Till then, my friends, Skol.